Hey everyone, this is Sunflower Swing 2015. I'm Dan.
And I'm Lainey, and this was our Saturday class at Sunflower Swing, and we called this our rent party, and it's the second class today.
Yeah, which is basically tips for dancing slow. So a few of the things that we talked about was, even when it's slow, we always keep our pulse, even if that pulse is maybe a little bit different, or if it's still down and chunky like a Lindy Hop song, or it's like expressed more in the hips, the pulse needs to always be there. The second thing we talked about was, instead of doing things on a very even timing, is to have some slows and some fast. So that goes slow, quick, a little bit more of that kind of thing. So maybe even coming around and going quick, slow, quick, slow. A lot more contrast in our quicks and slows.
And within that, we said that the followers are always going to be a little behind the beat, that we're always trying to be as slow as we can, so that way we can be responsive to what we feel and create some space for ourselves.
So no matter what I'm leading, my follower is trying to slow it down in the slow song. We talked about kind of letting go and having more styling when there's not rotation or frame, and then coming back to a place where we did that. We talked about having openings where we maybe think about going into a circle, but we experiment in the context of that circle longer. Maybe we go into a pass, and we just let it last as long as the music tells us. We also talked about having some like non-traditional holds in slow music, things like maybe this, or we had like maybe leads in front, or follows dancing in front, or using like a hand, like this kind of thing. So breaking out of like things that we normally do in quick Lindy Hop.
Yeah.
Last thing we did is talked about using our fluidity of our bodies, sometimes very fluid, and sometimes telegraphing like a bit of tension so that we could take our follow off balance. Things like that. Anywhere where we're trusting, and then if we're not doing that well enough, follows just maybe holding their own weight. So really making a good choice about when to trust your leads.
Yeah, the biggest thing too is that we don't have to do the same footwork throughout our dancing. We really want to feel comfortable to have the space to have our own individual style.
I think that's everything. So thank you guys for coming.